Give Gondor the weapon of the enemy. Let us use it against him.
What would happen if the ring actually went to Gondor? It's a question that rolls around in my head every so often, whenever I watch the movies The Lord of the Rings. And now that I'm reading the books for the first time, there's a line in the books that Frodo has that really depicts very well what would happen had Gondor taken the One Ring. And this isn't really going to be a video about all the what if scenarios of that, but it's just going to be talking about this one moment that Frodo has. So if you want more of my first time takes on Lord of the Rings as I read it for the first time, make sure you subscribe. So I just want to talk about this one moment with Frodo. It's a really interesting moment in the books. It's when Faramir takes Smeagol at the Forbidden Pool and they begin to question him about where he is taking the two hobbits. Smeagol eventually breaks down and he tells them he's taking them to Cirith Ungol, to which Faramir responds with a very chilling, "But there is some dark terror that dwells in the passes above Minas Morgul. If Cirith Ungol is named, old men and masters of lore will blanch and fall silent," which is terrifying to say the least. Then he actually tells Frodo, "Do not approach their citadel. You will be espied. It is a place of sleepless malice, full of lidless eyes. Do not go that way." And Frodo, you can almost sense the frustration in his voice, responds with a burner. He says, "But where else will you direct me?" said Frodo. "You cannot yourself, you say, guide me to the mountains, nor over them. But over the mountains I am bound, by solemn undertaking to the council, to find a way or perish in the seeking. And if I turn back, refusing the road in its bitter end, where then shall I go, among elves or men? Would you have me come to Gondor with this thing? The thing that drove your brother mad with desire? What spell would it work in Minas Tirith? Shall there be two cities of Minas Morgul, grinning at each other across a dead land filled with rottenness?" This is the line. Frodo has a very realistic depiction of what would happen to Minas Tirith were the ring to go there. It would become a place of dread, like Minas Morgul or Minas Ithil, which it's also called. And the whole land between them would become rotten. It's really interesting too that as soon as you get to Gondor and Ithilien, which is the Garden of Gondor, you start to see the slow, pervasive influence of the land of Mordor, and especially of what Sauron is doing. There are things in that garden that shouldn't be there. Simple things too, like graffiti and slashes in the trees. And then there are gross things, like a pile of dead bodies all burned up. This makes the evil of Sauron feel like a poison in Middle-earth, that's slowly, ever so slowly seeping into the rest of the world. And if Gondor was given the weapon of the enemy, it would surely cause the fall of that great city, and people would be driven mad with desire. And the pervasive evil of the One Ring would then cause the city to be a dark twin of its fallen sister in Minas Morgul. But I don't really know the ins and outs of what would happen to Minas Tirith were Faramir to take the ring and bring it to that city. But I do know what Frodo thought would have happened. And I probably would echo Frodo's sentiment, that it would come to destroy the city as the ring comes to destroy all in its path, as the ring is slowly coming to destroy Frodo. But that's an essay for another day. If you actually have theories about what would happen to Minas Tirith and you want to give me a whole deep dive on that, I would love to hear it. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. And as always, we look toward Numenor that was, and beyond to Elvenhome that is, and to that which is beyond Elvenhome and will ever be. I'll see you in the next one.